watching ABC4 News, celebrating 75 years.
Protesters across the country renewing calls for police reform in the wake of the death of Tyree Nichols, the black man dying after a brutal traffic stop beating in Memphis, Tennessee.
Hannah Brandt's in Washington to tell us how his death is reviving a conversation about policing on Capitol Hill.
This isn't the first time lawmakers have discussed federal policing reform. It also happened after George Floyd's murder. That effort fell short, but some advocates are hopeful this time is different.
Say his name. Tyree Nichols. Say his name. Tyree Nichols.
The death of Tyree Nichols has reignited calls for change.
We're going to come out of Memphis and fight like we never fought before to pass federal policing law.
Protesters and activists say they want to see Congress tackle police reform. 2 years ago, the House passed the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, which would prohibit racial profiling, ban chokeholds and no-knock warrants, and make it easier to charge police officers. But the legislation did not pass in the Senate.
All of us should agree we should eliminate bad policing wherever it exists, and that does require legislation.
Congressman Stephen Horsford is the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, and he's leading a push to restart negotiations.
We can come together to pass a bipartisan culture of policing law that is meaningful and that does things to keep our community safe.
Republican Senator John Cornyn points out Congress did pass legislation to better train officers on de-escalation.
Police need to learn how to bring the temperature down and not result in ever-increasing violence.
And he isn't shutting the door on further action.
I'm happy to listen to other ideas.
The Congressional Black Caucus says President Biden has agreed to meet with them, and they hope to discuss both legislation and executive action that he can take in this area. In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.
Here at home, Salt Lake City, one of the many cities nationwide protesting police brutality and Tyree Nichols' death. Dozens showing up at Liberty Park over the weekend, chanting Nichols' name. We spoke to organizers who say the first step is jailing police who commit this kind of violence.
If we can fight and really push for and hold these cops accountable more and more, it will be difficult for that impunity to be maintained on the end of police departments.
The Memphis Police Department announcing today they disciplined a 6th officer for involvement in the traffic stop, beating, and death of Nichols. The department says they did not release this information about the only white officer involved earlier because he was not fired.
And in Davis County now, first responders prepare to fight through shocking cold so they can save lives. Annual ice rescue training kickoff over the weekend. North Davis firefighters, EMTs, jumping through holes in the ice into freezing water on one of the coldest days of the year. Now this all so they'll be prepared if they need to rescue someone who's fallen through the ice.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Alana Brophy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
Okay, who picked today to train in the ice?
That's
Okay.
what I'm wondering.
They may be talking to that schedule.
I've done that training.
Oh,
so
have you?
Yes, I've actually done that training, and that suit that they give you is very warm, but I just don't feel like you get out of the water and you're going to warm up anytime soon,
And
right?
it is very important. We should point out.
Yes, we thank you
Yes.
for all of them that do it.
Okay, did you wear layers? I hope you guys wore layers. I told you to. Today it is wicked cold with that Arctic air that's really taking control. We start with our live look from Oak City, which looks beautiful, right? It's 18 degrees. They picked up fresh snow when that cold front rolled through the region. They got more than 2 inches, but the big winner was Cache Valley as that front stalled. Early Sunday morning in Cache Valley, dropping 20 inches in Wellsville. Hiram getting 13.5, close to a foot in Logan and Nibley. Manaway getting 8.9. Now, we did see light snow throughout the rest of the state, but really the big takeaway is the weather story today. It's this Arctic air. It is just so frigid. 2.5 inches in Sandy. Cedar City got 1/2 inch. So did New Harmony in Washington County. Yes, St. George even saw some snow. The system in the last few hours, what you're watching, is it tracked to the east, and that's where we're seeing that light snow hold on. I have to show you. Yeah, that's St. George. With snow coming down where we see palm trees. Thanks to Brody for sending that in. Now, the precipitation is going to taper off as we get through the next several hours, but the cold, oh no, it's stubborn. It's not going anywhere. -30 to start the day in Logan. Look at some of these numbers, single digits in Salt Lake, got down to the teens. In Provo, it was frigid in Moab and below freezing in St. George. Now, we warmed things up. I use the term really loosely because when you look at the real feel on these wind chill temperatures, they are just unforgiving. It still feels sub-zero in Logan, Evanston, over towards Milford. It's really cold out there, and heading into tonight, it's not going to get any better. It's only going to get colder, and that is prompting some warnings. Let's look at the numbers along the Wasatch Front so you know what to expect. Those teens falling every hour, and then the wind chill values even worse. We know it's going to be cold. Where is the cold coming from? I can tell you it's cold, but you already know that. We're grabbing it from the Arctic. It's Arctic air with our northerly flow, below average daytime highs and overnight lows as the front opened the door for that cold air to seep into the Beehive State. It sticks around even into tomorrow evening. We're going to be way below average, and our warming trend, it takes a moment. Brand new wind chill warnings, giving you an idea for the northern Wasatch Front, could be anywhere from 0 to -10. Cache Valley up to -20 yet again for the overnight. And this is the Bear River Valley where we could see -40 when it comes to that wind chill. Okay, also the case down there in Juab, Millard County in the southwest desert where we're anticipating wind chill values up to -20. These warnings in effect until 10 a.m. tomorrow. And even then, when we step away from the warning, the temperatures are going to be really cold. We do have some lingering snow showers in the southeastern corner of the state that's expected through tonight that eventually clears by early tomorrow morning. High pressure then moves in, which means clear skies, also supporting really cold overnight lows for tomorrow. That dangerous cold holds on, and Wednesday we could see some inversion conditions hyping up because of the high, and we get quiet conditions. Let's look at what's to expect on that air quality. Moderate air for the Wasatch Front, eastern side of the state and northern Utah. Daytime highs tomorrow running 20 degrees below the norm in Salt Lake, only getting to 12 in Logan, and they're going to feel like that is a tropical vacation. Here's the St. George 7-day. Dry conditions after flurries, and then you can see that warming trend. Also the case for the Wasatch Front, where I call it a warming trend, but when we get to the low 40s, are we really that warm? I'm not sure.
Yes, after today. I'll take 34 after today.
It's all relative, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Let's start booking those tropical vacations.
I'm just dreaming of it when I
kidding.
step outside. Tonight in particular, be careful outdoors. Hypothermia can set in quickly.
All right. Thanks so much, Lana.